was your first impression of your classmates?
What was my first impression of my classmates?
In our CC class for all of my high school years, there had never been any guys. I knew this was going to be something new. We'd always had either 3, 4, or 5 girls. At the time it was only 3. And I remember my mom telling me that there were going to be 5 guys coming into the class. I was thinking that it would be very interesting to have guys in our class. But I remember whenever that first day came,
I'm gonna be honest, it was really, really awkward. Stone cold silence from everybody.
For the whole class, it was just super awkward. Nobody really talked, and I think it was the fact that all those guys were super intimidated by the super smart girls who were writing Latin sentences all across the board.
The first day I walked in, I thought it was the White Girl Click Street gang going on in there. It was Lindsay, Ruthie, and Allie, and they had never had any boys up until this point.
I don't think we would have made it that far if that had continued, but thankfully, it did not.
what do you enjoy during your free time?
What I enjoy doing during my free time, well, I like movies. I love going to watch movies with all my friends. I'm a comic book geek to the core. I play piano for my church. I really enjoy playing sports, especially basketball. And I am also a black belt in Okinawan Kempo Karate.
I enjoy doing dance, which I've done for many years now. And I also like watching Gilmore Girls. And sometimes I like reading a book if it's not for school, but if it's just like a good, from a good godly woman or something, I like reading those types of books.
Well, like Luke Bryan says in one of his songs, hunting, fishing, and loving every day. If it's outside, I love doing it. I love hunting, I love fishing, I love being in God's creation and seeing all His wonders.
One of my biggest hobbies is doing photography and videography. It's just something I've picked up over the years that I really enjoy doing.
Well, I really enjoy swimming. I've done swimming for 10, 11 years now, and it's really taught me discipline and hard work, and it shows me that it does pay off whenever I do the sport. And I really enjoy spending time with friends on Tuesday afternoons.
What has been your favorite high school class and why?
My favorite high school class has actually been anatomy. It's something that at first I didn't know that I would really like it as much as I did, but I really just enjoyed our class time, the dissections, and all that it's taught me.
Maybe it's because my dad is a history professor at a college, but junior year, our American history class with Miss April was really one of the most enjoyable class times for me. It's really been enlightening, and I learned so many things about the way our country works and why it's such a great place to live.
Probably not going to believe it, but Miss April will definitely appreciate this. But it was probably the poetry in Shakespeare. I just enjoyed it, reading all the different literatures in poetry and learning to write poetry. It's something I'd have never thought I'd do in my life.
My favorite high school class has actually been either debate or theology, because in those we've had a good bit of speeches and learning about a ton of different things.
One of my favorite classes, honestly, was probably logic. I like being able to kind of prove the validity of a statement, and for some reason that class always just kind of intrigued me. I also really enjoyed doing debates and learning how to debate against people in a proper way. Also, one of my favorite moments from that was beating Lindsay in debate for the first time.
How do you feel about our win?
I don't even want to stop.
No, you don't like it?
I didn't say that I didn't like that you won.
Even though the Bennett girls are the ones who originally taught me how to debate.
Caden, add this in the video. I have beat him in debate before.
I mean, a few times.
What has been your favorite thing about CC?
My favorite thing about CC has definitely been the people in it. Several of my best friends have come from CC, and I know that I wouldn't have met them without going to CC. My favorite thing about CC has been able to just have a really unique schooling because classical conversations is like no other school.
One of my favorite things about CC is the community. We're such like a small group of students, and we all have friends in different grades, but I think having that small community really allows you to become more like family rather than classmates.
It has to be just the friends and the fellowship and getting in the atmosphere. It's just such a godly atmosphere to get to be around all these great Christian kids, and to have that influence in your life is huge.
Well, I knew that right off the bat once I started at CC that it was going to be challenging, that it was going to be difficult. But now I realize that all the speeches and all the debates, all of the hard work that I've had to put in has really helped me to grow as a student and mature as a man. If there's one thing that I've taken away from CC, it's that even though it is challenging, it can help you grow.
What was one of your favorite memories during your high school years?
Several of my favorite memories throughout high school have been every Tuesday I hang out with some of my friends, KK and Abby, and we go to the Beardens, either to their lake house or we just go out and do stuff together.
Man, there's so many of them. One of my favorite though would probably over the summer when we go to Pensacola to a camp there, and we just pretty much just goof off and do all these different competitions throughout the week. It's just a really fun time.
I don't know if I can narrow it down to one specific moment, but I do remember in sophomore and junior year, going to lunch was always a treat at CC on Tuesdays, just to hear Jacob Buckner's stories. Whether it's about Cheetos or the Illuminati, I don't know how the two mix, but he somehow did it.
My favorite memories during my high school years, first, my favorite memory during class would probably be dissections, because it is really funny doing dissections in our class because everyone has very different personalities and react to doing dissections differently.
I think we also need to talk about when Lindsay had to prick her finger.
No, we don't have to talk about whenever I prick my finger.
And roll the video.
Okay, what can I get for you?
I'll have a small pepperoni pizza.
You need a medium?
A small?
We don't have small pizzas.
Oh, I'll have a medium.
Okay, care for nothing else? Breadsticks, cinnamon sticks, extra cheese on drink?
Just the pizza.
16:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. 30 to 45 minutes.
Well, they gotta make it.
What do you love most about your family?
What I love most about my family has always helped me, has always loved me, and has always taught me to keep God first, no matter what I do.
What I love most about my family is the openness that our family has. We can have those conversations that can be sometimes super awkward or weird, but have them and just be real with each other.
What I love most about my family is that we are pretty open with each other, that we can always talk about different things, and that we can talk about God most of all. First of all, I really enjoy how much we're able to spend time together through devotions, and how we're really able to open up during those times where my dad leads us all through some type of Bible plan that we're able to all connect through.
Well, if y'all haven't met my family yet, we are loud, we are crazy, there's a lot of us, there's 5 of us kids. There's never a dull moment in my household.
What's the most important thing you've learned from your parents?
One of the many great things that my parents have taught me over the years is to never let the sun go down on your anger. They've taught me the art of forgiveness, but not only taught me, but also implemented in their lives and given me a true example of what it's like to forgive someone, even when you don't feel like doing it.
Overall, I've really learned from them to trust God through it all. From my dad, I've really learned discipline. That's something that he's always taught us and something I'll always be grateful for. From my mom, I've really learned kindness from people, kindness to show them no matter like if they deserve it or not.
The most important thing I've learned from my parents is from watching both of them is to just keep God first in your life. Growing up, I've watched them through all the trials, through all the hard times, through the good times, and just through life. They've always kept God first. I don't think I would be the man I am today without my daddy and mama.
The most important thing that I have learned from my parents is having a good relationship with the Lord, and how important family is, because they both put so much time and effort into how our family is doing and just to each one of us individually. And they will both do everything that they could possibly do to help us do our best in school and in our relationship with the Lord and our activities.
You know, I've learned a lot from my parents, a lot of really great things that have helped me in life. But I would say the most important thing is to always, as I said, always keep God first. No matter what I'm doing, no matter how hectic life can be, no matter what outside voices are telling me, they've instilled that in me from birth, and really appreciate that they've done that for me.
What is one thing that you would like to say to your classmates?
One last thing that I'd like to say to my classmates.
Thank you guys for always just being my friend. I honestly don't know where I would be if I didn't have you guys.
What do I want to say to my classmates? I just want to tell y'all that it has been an amazing experience, and I am so grateful for going through high school and life with y'all.
I want to thank you for making the last 3 years so enjoyable. You know, I know I couldn't have done it without y'all.
They've shown me so much more than I ever really thought that I could learn from them. We started out as awkward homeschoolers, and now we're really good friends.
We all have become more than friends to me. Y'all have become family. And these high school years wouldn't have been the same without y'all.
I could not ask for a better group of godly friends to go through high school with.
Thank you for the huge role that you've played in my life, and I will always cherish the time that I've had in high school. I want y'all to know that y'all are some of my very best friends, and the moments with y'all that I have in class and even outside of class, those moments I will cherish forever.
And I know that God has great things in store for you, and I can't wait to see what y'all do.
I love you guys. I really do. We're graduating. Pizza.
Hey. Let's go.
Let's eat. I'm getting mine. Oh, wow, good pizza. No, good.
Yes, sir.